Hello and welcome back here on my English YouTube channel about my Lego City project called Brick World. And in today's update, we are going back to our big cinema project. You can see it right now in the center of the screen. We just worked a couple of updates at that modern building, and today I really want to start working inside at that very big room with all the chairs and stuff like that, so stay tuned. And we're starting here with the entrance to our big room. As you can see here, once again, it's a little bit complicated because I want to go up a little bit in a kind of ramp inside that big room. And as always, it's going to be open at the side so we can look inside. And later on, we have a very nice view inside of all of these parts. And as you can see, it's really complicated. We have different kind of angles. We are using different kind of hinges to get everything in combination. But I think at the end, as always, it's going to be very nice looking. I'm starting to build up here a little wall, and we can walk in from the inside of our entrance hall. We can look into the entrance of that big room, Cinema 1. And as you can see here, I bought a lot of stuff in different colors, mainly in red and in black. These are the two main colors I want to use for all our seats inside our Cinema 1. So I started just testing some stuff. As you can see, we have different kinds of seats. We have the single seats, and of course we have also couple seats. And yes, I know, it's not possible for too many figures to sit on that because their arms will be in the way of the other arm. But I think just for the view, it's nice looking if you have these couple chairs in that style. Not even possible to use them in real life, but I'm going to use it inside, so it's not going to look strange. As you can see here, it's just starting to test some stuff, and it's a little bit complicated because I have all of these different angles. I have to hide some stuff. I have to combine different angles that are not really easy to combine, but it's, yeah, as always, I really want to have a very realistic view, a realistic feeling of my buildings and construction. So it's, as always, a little bit complicated. And yeah, just starting to test out what's the right height for the different rows of the seats. And yeah, it's a little complicated because I have that room under my Cinema 1 and I have to check out if everything combines. That's not the main idea I had. I don't think I'm stay to that because that little step here behind the seats is a little bit strange looking. And I think that's nothing I want to build up in a very big room. So I have to rearrange some stuff, maybe lowering the height of the rows, and yeah, just a lot of testing right now. At the end, I tested a lot of different possibilities for the seat design and the row design. As you can see, I also added some strange interacting hinges to make everything stable. And at the end, I just changed a little bit, so I have not that little strange looking step here behind the seats. So it looks better in my opinion now. I also like that the height of these different rows is not too high. The people are able to look over the heads of the people in front. And I think that's a perfect design I can use for that big Cinema 1 here. Also started to check some test out here for the floor design. And as you can see here in the middle, there are going to be steps where the people can walk up. And later on, when I'm sure how many rows are going to be in that Cinema 1, I also want to print some little numbers on the side of these seats so you can see in which row you are at the moment. That's some little detail, but I think it's a very important. Printing is a good word because I'm now testing some other stuff. I want to have a very nice floor design. So I often here, especially here in Germany, you have some very interesting looking floors inside cinemas. And just some weird design often. So I just tested out that design here. It's a design created with AI, with the help of AI, not only AI, and just printed some out here for testing stuff. And I think it's an interesting look here. It's not an official Lego part, of course, because there's nothing I really want to use inside here. And I really want to have a special look for the floor. So I just printed out more and just testing it out. I'm not sure right at the moment if that's the final design. So I have to think about it a couple of days and then maybe printing more of these parts. But if you have a printer for your own designs, you're able to really print out whatever you need. And also you can print out on every part you need. And that's a very nice addition, as I said some updates ago when I first started printing my own parts here. And yeah, on the side, you can see it looks quite nice now with the height of the different rows here. And that's, I think, the final design for the inside here with all the rows that's going up. I have to build a lot of stuff here because it's going to be an insane big room here for Cinema One. And at the end, I'm going to add a real screen on the side, on the front side. So there's going to be a real movie here inside the cinema. A lot of stuff like that I want to add to this project here. But for now, I think I'm on a good way. I bought lots of red seats here, of course, but I don't think that these seats are enough for what I have in mind. And yeah, but we're on the right way. The first 5 minifigures are already inside that big room. And when you're watching also my German channel, you might know that I have started a community project here. You can send in me your minifigures, and just it has to be a normal looking city minifigure, or what's also possible is you can have some fantasy looking minifigures, because the movie that's going to run in Cinema One is a fantasy movie. So some people might cosplay here and come and cosplay to the cinema. So if you want to be a part of that building of that cinema project, you can send in me your minifigures, and you can find the address in the imprint here on my channel, or also in the imprint of my webpage /shop. By the way, that's of course not the final size of the cinema, or the Cinema One here. It's going to be a little bit more bigger. Of course, it's going down a little bit more, also going more to the left side. I'm going to add a lot of seats. I'm not sure if I have to rebuild the roof here for that foyer here, but that's something I have to check out when I'm building up with the seats and the rows. But I think we are on a very good way to make that cinema project a very special project here inside my Brickworld project. And I really like already the view from here, from the entrance area inside, that little ramp going inside here in the Cinema One. And as always, feel free to write whatever you think, whatever you have to comment in the comment area. I'm going to read it. I'm going to think about it. As you might know, especially from the German channel, often comments are integrated into my city. And that's it for today. As you can see, there's a lot of space left for the rest of the cinema project. And that's something we're going to build in future updates. But for today, I just had the goal to find out how that Cinema One should look at the end. So stay tuned for future updates, and bye.